Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another video. All right, y'all. So as y'all know, I did a little post a couple of days ago about this potential fight. It's a possible matchup that could be happening. As y'all know, a particular bantamweight wants to move down to 125 and go on a hunt for Valentina Shevchenko. But before she can do that, of course, you have to get through that gauntlet to prove that you're ready for Valentina Shevchenko. That's why I did another post, just a few days ago with Valentina Shevchenko, sitting at her throne. And ahead of her is her gatekeepers. She's got her enforcers. You got to get past that gauntlet. You got Caitlin Kagan, and you got Jessica Andrade, and you got Jennifer Maia. I got to respect Jessica Andrade, at the moment, since she can't get a rematch or a rubber match with Rose Namajunas at 115 because Carla is in that position right now. Jessica Andrade is kind of playing his role as an enforcer, right? Because, like I said, a few days ago, she did an interview, and she was asked about this particular bantamweight that wants to move down. And hey, Jessica Andrade said, look, hey, if Miesha Tate wants to move down to flyweight, I'm willing to welcome her here. So she knows, look, hey, I got to play my role. Hey, if she wants to come down to 125 and get a title shot, she got to go through me, right? So she's now one of them gatekeepers at the moment to say, hey, anybody moving up or moving down to 125, you got to go through me, right? So, yeah, man, actually, I kind of like this matchup, which I'll talk about here in a minute, why it could be a good thing and a bad thing for Miesha Tate. But as y'all know, Andrade, like I said, she pretty much has to cancel her plans right now because Carla Esparza is in that position to get the rematch. But right now, man, I just got done watching this Fury Pro Grappling 3. Carla Esparza just had a freak accident. She just had a freak accident. It just ended in a TKO for her, TKO loss for her. She just suffered a big gash over her right eye. I don't know if that might cancel the Rose rematch at the moment, or, if they just might push it back, or if they might want to get a stand-in. So Andrade might actually have a chance. She might have to be on standby, in case Carla Esparza is not ready. But until then, Andrade said, look, I'm willing to fight Miesha Tate at 125. She said this in an interview. I read that recently Miesha Tate is thinking about the idea of going down to 125 pounds, and I would love to be her first opponent in this weight class. She never thought about it, but I entered the UFC because of her when she went to shoot the Tough House with Ronda Rousey and withdrew from the fight with Liz Carmouche, and I was signed in as a replacement. So, yeah, y'all remember that fight, Liz Carmouche versus Jessica Andrade, and Liz Carmouche wound up winning that fight. So that was her first fight into the UFC at 135. And let's see, what else did she say? Tate and I went different directions in the organization, but I followed her this entire time in the UFC when I still competed at 135. She won the 135-pound belt after I dropped to 115. I believe that a fight between a former strawweight champion and a former bantamweight champion would be an interesting show for the fans. So, yeah, she's willing to take on that fight. But as y'all know, Andrade, she did compete at 135 for a while. She was 3-3. And, she fought girls like Rocky Pennington, Mari Renault, and Liz Carmouche, and so on. And, she had moderate success. She wasn't the best. Like I said, it was pretty much her physical strength and her athleticism that saved her early on in these fights. But she still just didn't have the frame and the size to deal with some of these bigger, longer, taller girls, right? So she didn't really get the success that she did there like she did at 115. So when she moved down to 115, she started blasting through girls and finishing girls, right? Just taking on everybody except, the top girls like, Wmma and Zhang Wei Li. And, Miesha Tate, she fared much better because of her size, which I'll talk about here in a minute. Second coming Miesha Tate, as y'all know, she's 1-1 right now. She has a win over Mari Renault and a loss against Ketlin Vieira. So I think after that loss to Ketlin Vieira, and of course the shakeup with Pena winning the Nunes fight, kind of put things into perspective to make her say, look, okay, I don't want to fight a friend, and some of these other girls are getting bigger now and bigger and stronger. I might have to try my luck at 125, right? So she's kind of, pondering that thought of moving down to fight Valentina Shevchenko. But, Andrade, like she said, look, if you want to get to Shevchenko, you got to get to me. And right now, Andrade, I think it would be a major test for Miesha Tate because Andrade, aside from the loss to Valentina Shevchenko, of course, she's got 2 wins at flyweight. She's 2-1. She defeated Cynthia Calvillo and Caitlin Kagan. And, aside from that Valentina performance, I'd have to say that Jessica Andrade, she really looks the part of a flyweight. This looks like her weight. She doesn't have to cut too much like 115, and she's not too small like she was at 135. She's at a good size, and I think she can really showcase her power and her strength at 125. Like I said, aside from the Valentina Shevchenko fight. So she's more so in like that gatekeeper role right now. So if Miesha Tate was to move down, My thoughts on the fight, I think it would be a very interesting fight because at 135, I think it would be a little bit more evenly matched fight, because because of the styles. But here it could be a very dangerous fight, but it's still a test for Miesha Tate, like, to see if she really can go in there and utilize her wrestling against a very strong girl like Jessica Andrade, who's pretty much, I think, found her prime her prime weight, her prime weight again, aside from the Valentina performance. Other than that, I think that Andrade definitely looks like a little powerhouse at flyweight against these other girls. So really, I think if Miesha Tate wants to prove she wants Shevchenko, I'd say go for it. I've talked about this in another video where she made it vocal that, hey, I want to move down to 125, because I don't want to fight my friend Juliana Pena. So I said go for it. I said go for it, but I'm kind of worried about the weight for it. I'm kind of worried about the weight. At this age, where Miesha Tate's at now in her going on mid-30s, it gets tougher to lose weight. It gets tougher to move down than it is to move up, especially for a woman. She's got to really, really try to shed some of this weight because she doesn't have a lot of fat. She's going to be shedding muscle. I think she's going to be shedding a lot of muscle, in my opinion, to get down to that weight. And everybody knows with you shedding a lot of muscle, you'll probably be losing your reflexes as well, going into this fight. You'll be a lot more depleted. So having to lose that weight and then facing a fighter like Jessica Andrade, that's going to be a tough test. But I think the fight should happen at some point, but I think Miesha Tate should fight maybe somebody like Lauren Murphy first, or, maybe get like a lower half fighter in the top 10 before she tries for somebody like Andrade, just to see how she feels at the weight first. Because if she goes in there not feeling good after a weight cut, down to flyweight, and then taking Andrade as her debut, oh man, that's going to be killer for her, because just as far as like a style matchup at 125, I definitely have to favor Andrade because, like I said, I think she's found her prime weight here. She's faster. She's making, better improvements on her striking. And, I know she's going to really push that pace. And that style that she has, very athletic, very pressure-oriented against a fighter like Miesha Tate, who's kind of got that wide guard with her striking and just that wide stance. I could see Jessica Andrade really wanting to push it and, going for those takedowns and really just kind of maul Miesha Tate if she's not feeling it, On top of that, Miesha Tate, she has improved a little bit on her striking, as far as her offense, but her defense isn't that good. I think her defense is just probably like a C+ or C- at best. Ketlin Berry was hitting her with some clean shots. And I know somebody like Jessica Andrade who puts the power in all those right hands that she throws. She's going to throw her whole body into it. Imagine if Miesha Tate has a rough weight cut, has that weak defense, and also that heart to try to step into the fire. That just spells knockout. That just really spells knockout. So imagine Andrade coming in with some big shots when she has that low left hand, and if she's trying to come in and exchange with Andrade, boom, it's lights out, right? So in my opinion, I think it would be a nice move for Miesha Tate to move down to 125, but I think, maybe she should probably go the path of, testing the waters first by getting somebody else in there, maybe like Caitlin Chikagan. That would be a better test for her, or somebody like maybe even like Andrea Lee. If Andrea Lee doesn't want Valentina Shevchenko yet, y'all battle it out for Andrade next. And then, if y'all, whoever wins in that fight, y'all take on Andrade, and whoever beats Andrade, they can go for Valentina Shevchenko, right? So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that. I just wanted to come back on and discuss that because I know some people wanted to know my thoughts on it because, I posted the picture up a few days ago. Like I said, I'm cool with it. I definitely would like to see where she could go at 125, but at the same time, at that age, just being realistic, it's tough for fighters as they get older to move down in weight than it is to move up in weight, right? So let me know, guys, what y'all think in the comment section. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.